New Hampshire, with their very, very stout defense, pitched a shutout and, is an outstanding football team. If any of you watched the game on Saturday between New Hampshire and Central Connecticut, you know that, New Hampshire is they're a very, very proud program. They've been to the NCAA playoffs, as Steve mentioned. I was just sitting there thinking, our girls volleyball are going to Southern Cal, playing one of the most storied programs, and did I hear our women's basketball is going to play Tennessee? Is that? Yeah. And we're playing New Hampshire, who's been, who holds the record for most FCS playoff appearances, going right now. So it's a big challenge for us. It's one that we're definitely looking forward to. They very, very good on defense, as evidenced by, they don't give up a whole lot of points. Holy Cross scored some points on them early in the year. Stony Brook scored some points on them early in the year, but really since that point in time, they've been very, very stout defensively. They held James Madison to 21 points, and James Madison, as we all know, has won 23 in a row, and was able to score a lot of points on, a Southland member that is also in the playoffs. So we know how good that they are on offense. Offensively, New Hampshire has got some really good receivers. They've got, one wide receiver that will, it's very reminiscent to me of Cooper Kupp. They got a number 82 that can really get down the field and catch the football, and he's there, and that he's up at the top of that conference in yardage and in receptions, and he leads their team. They've got two other wide receivers that are very good football players. Number 19 is a big physical wide receiver that can go up over the top and catch the football. And then they've got number 1 is a playmaker, a bubble screen, jailbreak screen, speed sweep, punt return, kick return kind of guy, a very quick guy. So they've got some weapons offensively. Now, they have, I know they haven't put as many points on the board as what, and I'm going off of, listening to them talk. I know that they've struggled a little bit offensively, but defense, and their defense has really been keeping them in a lot of football games and has helped them be as successful as they have been. But they do have weapons offensively, so it's going to be our charge to make sure that we keep them in check. Don't let those receivers get loose. They've got a running back that's about 6 foot, 220 pounds. That that really had a great game against Georgia Southern, and Georgia Southern, won, I guess, 52-0 a week ago, and then came back and had another big win this week. So I know Georgia Southern's a really good football team, and New Hampshire beat them. That's give you a little bit about the opponent that we're playing. We try to gather information when you don't play somebody that often. I mean, we played McNeese and Houston Baptist and the people within our conference, and when you watch film what you're looking at. But when you're watching, a different region, you try to gather as much information as you possibly can. And what I've gathered on New Hampshire is they're an outstanding football team, very, very good defensively with some playmakers on offense, a program that's been to the playoffs 14 years in a row, and a team that beat Georgia Southern, who I know is a very good football team earlier in the year. So.